I'm probably the only white man in America who has free speech today, because I can say whatever the hell I want, and I can't get further canceled. So I've had this insanely, weirdly good experience out of this that I can't explain. Black people are contacting me and saying, come over to the barbecue, let's talk, and all of these things.
So let's get some reaction about whether or not Adams was able to make a better point now with the opportunity of clarification and context. That was, of course, Dilbert creator Scott Adams commenting on his controversial comments. Let's get a take. Friend of show, mentor of mine, distinguished professor at Vanderbilt University, author of Tears We Cannot Stop, A Sermon to White America. You know him as Michael Eric Dyson. And conservative radio talk show host Mark Davis. First, Brother Dyson, is Scott Adams now entitled to a plate at the barbecue?
He may be, but he'll be on the grill and not at the attendance bench there. So a little barbecue sauce will tighten him up a little bit. Look, here's the thing. I am a huge critic of cancel culture. Let's just number one, because I believe in nuance. I believe in context. And nothing I heard from Brother Scott tonight, confirmed for me that he was merely engaging in hyperbole. First of all, it's okay to be white was popularized on 4chan, a racist sentiment that was articulated by a group of people who said, hey, Black Lives Matter, what about it's okay to be white as well? This is not whiteness in terms of white brothers and sisters, you, Brother Davis, and so on. This is about whiteness as a social construct. We ain't got time to get into that. So when Black people hear that, they've been victimized by police brutality. They've seen Ron DeSantis rise up. The context of whiteness in this country is toxic at a particular point. And so Rasmussen is playing to that. But here's the poll that he didn't look at. 76% of Black people in that same poll said that Black people could be racist too. Now, I happen to disagree with that, but look at the poll itself in terms of the sentiment that Black people represented. And then finally, what's interesting here is that this is a rehash and a retread of the same kind of myopic, narcissistic self-preoccupation of so many white guys who think that they are the biggest victims of racism in the country. I believe in HBCUs, kind of racist. I believe in Black History Month, kind of racist. It's a total misuse of the term. If you've been fighting, as Martin Luther King Jr. said, against enslavement and racism and white supremacy for 250 years, the nation has to do something special in defense of you.
Right.
So let me finally say this. It's not two sides. It's not Jews are critical of anti-Semitism. Well, what's the other side? There is no other side. White supremacy is white supremacy, however you dress it up and whatever cartoon name you give it.
Mark Davis, thank you for joining me tonight. Do you believe that Scott Adams is trying to dress up white supremacy?
I don't. And Professor Dyson's valuable comments are evidence of the America in which Scott Adams knows he lives. This is very, very sad. I love Scott. I love Dilbert. I don't think he's a racist. But I cannot for the life of me imagine how he thought that using that particular vehicle to draw attention to points he wants to make about race relations, etc., how he thought this would be a good idea. Welcome to America 2023, where there is no grace, there is no goodwill, there is no benefit of the doubt. So we need precision of language rather than stunts like Scott, and I say this with love, to try to pull this off. We need people to have a good, honest debate about why race relations are in the toilet. It's because of the lack of grace and goodwill. It's because a lot of white people feel incredibly aggrieved by all of this. Not that we have violin music out and we're somehow under threat, not at all. But honest conversation is just impossible when everything is supremacy. There is no nuance. So I love Scott. I think the newspapers who canceled him are just virtue signaling, but he stepped into a bear trap that he should have known existed.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.